LTL Nation, and welcome to the 7-Minute Breakthrough Revolution. This week's topic is comfort zones, and what a great topic to have on LTL, because I believe that every single one of us as coaches are doing these talks come out of our comfort zone every single time we get on screen, because we have to tell personal stories and share our experiences with however many viewers that are coming along. Comfort zones are a space where our activities and behaviour and routine fit a certain pattern in order to minimise stress and risk and anxiety and fear from our lives. Our minds perceive that a comfort zone provides us with a state of mental security. But comfort zones are not secure, and they're lying to us. They have been lying to us this whole time. Because just because something's comfortable doesn't mean it's safe. You could be in a job for 20 years and you could be in a very successful company, but that doesn't mean to say that in a few years' time you're not going to get made redundant. It's always uncertain in life, and that's what life's all about: uncertainty, the ups and the downs, and we have to flow with it. Like Faddy said last night, comfort zones are amazing. Like, you could live in a house and you could love it, it could be so comfortable and you're happy there. That doesn't mean that you have to go out of your comfort zone and move to a completely different house just because someone said you need to be out of your comfort zone. If you're happy in it, then great, that's fantastic. But what we need to do is we need to be really aware of what's working in our lives. What is serving us and what isn't. Like, if you're happy in your job, then great. But if you're not, if you're comfortable but you're not happy, then that's when you need to step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you need to get a new job, go for that career that you've always wanted to do. It could be a complete career change for you, from lawyer to teacher, or from sporting personality to a writer. It could be anything. But we need to step out of our comfort zones if we are unhappy in our comfort zones. Because remember, nothing in life is ever certain. We can experience fear and uncertainty in a manageable fashion when we decide to put ourselves outside of that comfort zone. And we have to decide that, because if we don't decide that for ourselves, life is going to come along like a tornado and it's going to make that decision for you. It's going to remove the job, it's going to remove the relationship, and it's going to remove the house. It's going to remove everything in your life that was comfortable but that wasn't serving you anymore, to push you out of your comfort zone. It's going to give you a big kick up the ass and tell you to get moving. So would you rather wait for life to do that and be so messed up in the challenge, or would you rather challenge yourself? Challenge yourself to be more you. Challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone and do things that serve you. You see, I was talking to one of our finance directors at work the other day. We had a big meeting and it was really good, and she was talking about how in companies you do good and bad spend. I'd never heard this saying before because I'm not in finance. But I was thinking, how could that relate to comfort zones? Because obviously that's the topic this week. And I do believe that there are good and bad spends in comfort zones. We pay with our discomfort in both of them. So we need to make sure that we're making a good spend rather than a bad spend. And what I mean by that is, for instance, you always have to go outside your comfort zone to decide whether it's a good or bad spend. But if you want to keep doing it and keep going outside of your comfort zone, you don't want to be doing the bad spend. For me, I realise I've never liked going to clubs. I just don't like them. They're overcrowded and it's too much. I can't speak to anyone. I really like deep conversations and connecting with other human beings, and you can't do that in a nightclub. But I thought, maybe it's because I'm scared and it's out of my comfort zone. So I kept going, and I kept going to these clubs and trying different ones each time and pushing myself. But I thought, it's not working for me. I just don't enjoy it. Now that to me was a bad spend, because I was putting myself in a situation that wasn't growing me in any area of my life. It wasn't helping me whatsoever. Whereas a good spend for me was doing public speaking, because I realised that I had an issue that I needed to work on in my own life. And it was that I was so confident and so good at writing my expressions and opinions down. If you asked my opinion, I could write it in 10 pages and give it to you and it would feel fine. But for me to say it vocally, it would be really hard. And that's because it was outside of my comfort zone. But I realised in order to get my opinion across in the now and there and then, I had to learn to express myself vocally. So doing Life Talks Live is a great way to do that, because I can just say how I feel, my opinions, and express myself completely. And I also do public speaking because of that. And in work, I will get up and say my opinion, because it's helping me grow. Even though it's outside of my comfort zone, it's a good spend because it's benefiting me and my life. We have to commit to constant growth in order to truly live a life that is worth it for us. And you have to do it because it's true to you. Don't just go outside of your comfort zone because someone said, oh, you need to go outside of your comfort zone, stop being so boring. You can't do that. It has to be true to you and authentic, and that's when you will start living an authentic life. When you do things outside of your comfort zone that help you grow in such a way and you just feel on fire. You know those days where you just feel like you could do anything, and it's probably because you did something outside of your comfort zone and you succeeded at it and you got positive feedback and you felt really good about it. And they're the things, that's the good sort of spend that we need to be doing. You need to readjust our comfort zones, because when we go outside of our comfort zones, it doesn't become as uncomfortable anymore. I remember when I first did my talk on Life Talks Live, and it was awful. Not the actual talk, but my insides. I was so scared, I was so nervous, and I thought, oh my God, no one wants to listen to what I've got to say. All these negative thoughts and negative emotions were going on inside of me. So the first one, I was really uncomfortable, but then as time went on, it got so much easier and so much more comfortable because I'd expanded my comfort zone and the videos had come inside. And it feels great now. I feel excited. I still get nervous, but I feel excited. And that's what I mean by expanding our comfort zones. Because we can add things into our comfort zones every time we do something outside of it. It won't always be that scary. There's one thing in life that I've learned, that things pass. Emotions, feelings, negative situations, they always pass. So even if you're afraid now to do that thing outside of your comfort zone, you won't be afraid in the future. It will pass. That feeling will go. So just bear with it. We have to keep going. We have to push through this anxiety and this fear in order to get that thing that's outside of our comfort zone that's going to help us grow. Anyway, I hope you've liked my talk this evening. That's it. And I hope you join us in Abu Dhabi on Saturday. We've got a wonderful workshop at the Glass Cube in Abu Dhabi, and I hope to see you all there. That's it. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.